The power of Laravel, in my opinion, comes from this part, working with databases. One of its most notable features is its eloquent syntax for interacting with databases. Laravel's Query Builder is an excellent tool for most database interactions. Now let's take a step back. What is Laravel's Query Builder? Laravel's Query Builder is a set of classes and methods that provide a simple and elegant way to interact with databases. It is an alternative to writing raw SQL queries, and it provides a more object-oriented way of performing database operations. It also allows you to chain methods together to build complex queries. Laravel's Query Builder provides methods for performing basic CRUD operations such as create, read, update, and delete. We're going to start off with reading data, but before we could do that, let's quickly set up a new controller where we could perform actions. Inside the CLI, let's run the PHP artisan make me a controller named posts controller, and let's add the -- resource flag to it to make it a resource controller. Alright, let's navigate back to PHP Storm, and let's define the route for our resource controller inside the routes directory web.php file, where we're going to create a new route, which is a resource route. The endpoint will be /posts, while the second parameter will be our post controller class. Now we have also created fake data, so let's open our app directory, http controllers, and our post controller. I won't be needing my sidebar because most of the work will be done inside the controller. When you want to make use of the query builder in Laravel, you have to make use of the db facade right inside of the index method. So let's write down db, where we need to pull in the Illuminate support facades database. And the db facade is a simple way to interact with the database in Laravel. It provides a static interface for working with the query builder and eloquent ORM, which also allows you to use database functionalities without having to create an instance of a specific class. The db facade can be used to perform various database operations, such as selecting, inserting, updating, and deleting data from tables. Now right after the db, we need to add a double colon, and in Laravel, the double colon is used to access static methods and properties on a class. It is often used when working with facades, such as the db facade shown in this document. When you use db : you are accessing the static methods of the db class, which provides a simple and elegant way to interact with databases in Laravel. Then we need to call the table method, because we need to specify to the db facade which table we're going to use for interaction, which will be the post table. To retrieve specific information from a table, the select method could be changed on the table method. Now this method allows you to specify exactly what data you need, such as specific columns or rows. It can also be used to filter results based on certain conditions, such as values in a specific column being greater than or less than a certain value. Let's say that we want to select the excerpt and the description of all of our posts. Keep in mind that you need to chain one more method to it, which is the get method, which returns an array of rows. Now let me outline it on the line below for the readability, and this is our query. Let's set it equal to a variable of posts, and then right below of it, we need to output it. And honestly, there are multiple options for it. You could either use a dd or a var dump. And in most cases, I love using a dd, where we could pass in our variable posts. But for demonstration purposes, it is a little bit easier for me to use a Spatie tool named Ray, which shows you data in the same way as a dd does, but it's a little bit nicer in the output. So I want to open Ray and put it on the right side of the screen so we could debug our application directly. Now I'm going to replace my dd with Ray, and I'm going to cut out the part where I refresh the browser because it will save us a lot of time. Right inside of the output, you can see that we have retrieved all rows from our database. It returned back an array of 5 items, and if we open them, you'll see that we have selected all posts with only the excerpt and the description. Quick note, you could also rename a column name, but I personally won't recommend it because it means that you haven't set up your database structure correctly. But let me show it anyways. In MySQL, you could rename column names by adding the keyword as right after your column name, followed with a new column name. So let's say summary. Right inside of the output, you can see that it returned back an array of 5 items. If we open it, you'll see that excerpt has been renamed to summary. Now let's get rid of it. Alright. The second useful method of selecting rows from the database is through the distinct method. If you have a column in your table with multiple rows containing the same value, using the distinct method will return only one row with that value. Let's say that we want to select the column is_published, and let's chain the distinct method to it. Inside the output, you will see that it has returned 2 rows, which is correct, because the isPublished column is a boolean, which means that it can only be true or false. Now let's think about another scenario. You have your query, but later on you need to add another column, but you can't edit the query that we have right here. Let's first get rid of the distinct method. Alright, now Laravel allows you to add the addSelect method for Laravel's query builder. So right below our post variable, let's define a new variable named added, and let's set it equal to the query that we have of posts, and let's chain the addSelect method to it. Now the addSelect method allows you to add additional columns to the select clause of a query. This method is pretty useful when you need to retrieve additional columns, but you don't want to overwrite the existing ones specified in the select method. So let's say that next to the isPublished column, we want to select the title as well. And don't forget to chain the get method to it. Now quick note, you need to get rid of the get method on your actual query, which you then need to add on the addSelect method. Inside the output, you will see that we have retrieved 5 rows, where we have selected the isPublished column, but also the title column.